नंदगौड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की, रामाचार्य दास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की, गो प्रेमानंदे।
हरि हरि बोल।
All glories of some devotees, of glories of some devotees, glories of some Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti, and today's verses 32 to 35. We start 32. Kechit Aho Ajam Jatam Punya Shlokasya Taye Yado Priyasya Anmavaye Malayasya Iva Chandanam Kejidahur Ajam Jadam Punya Shlogasya Kirtaye Yado Priyasya Anmavaye Malayasyeva Chandanam Kejidahur Ajam Jadam Punya Shlogasya Kirtaye Yado Priyasya Anmavaye Malayasyeva Chandanam Kejidahurajam Jatam Punya Shlogasya Kirtaye Yado Priyasya Anvanvaye Malayasyeva Chandanam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kejidahorajam jadam punya slogasya kirtaye yado priyasya nyavaye malayasya vajandanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Manohari Mataji.
Kejidahorajam jadam punya slogasya kirtaye yado priyasya anbhavaye malayasya yeva chandanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Melinda Maji.
Hare Krishna. Kechidahorajam jatam punya shlokasya kirtaye yado priyasya anvaye malayasyeva chandanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shrikala Maji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Kechidahorajam jadam punya slokasya kirtaye yado priyasya anvavaye malayasyeva chandanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Kechit, someone. Aho says, Ajam, the unborn. Jadam, being born. Punya slokasya, of the great pious king. Kirtaye, for glorifying. Yado, O King Yadu. Priyasya, of the dear. Anvavaye, in the family of. Malayasya, Malaya hills. Iva, as. Chandanam, sandalwood. Translation. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious king, and others say that he is born to please King Yadu one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in Malaya Hills. Purport by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Because of the Lord's appearance in this material world is bewildering, there are different opinions about the birth of the unborn. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he takes his birth in the material world, although he is the Lord of all creations and he is unborn. So there cannot be any denial of the birth of the unborn because he himself establishes the truth. But still, there are different opinions as to why he takes his birth. That is also declared in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He appears by his own internal potency to re-establish the principles of religion and to protect the pious and to annihilate the impious. That is the mission of the appearance of the unborn. Still, it is said that the Lord is there to glorify the pious king Yudhishthira. Lord Sri Krishna certainly wanted to establish the kingdom of the Pandavas for the good of all in the world. When there is a pious king ruling over the world, the people are happy. When the ruler is impious, the people are unhappy. In the age of Kali, in most cases of the rulers are impious and therefore the citizens are also continuously unhappy. But in case of democracy, the impious citizens themselves elect their representatives to rule over them and therefore they cannot blame anyone for their unhappiness. Maharaja Nala was also celebrated as a king, a great pious king, but he had no connection with Lord Krishna. Therefore, Maharaja Yudhishthira is meant here to be glorified by Lord Krishna. He had also glorified King Yadu, having taken his birth in the family. He is known as Yadava, Yaduvira, Yadu Nandana, etc. Although the Lord is always independent of such obligation, he is just like the sandalwood that grows in the Malaya hills. Trees can grow anywhere and everywhere. Yet, because the sandalwood trees grow mostly in the area of the Malaya Hills, the name sandalwood and the Malaya Hills are interrelated. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Lord is ever unborn, like the sun. And yet, he appears as the sun rises in the eastern horizon, as the sun is never the sun of the eastern horizon. So, the Lord is no one's son, but he is the father of everything that be. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, text 33. Apare
अपरे
Vasudevasya
वसुदेवस्य
Devakyam
देवक्यां
Yachido
याजितो
Abhyagat
अभ्यगा
Aja
अजा
Tvam
त्वं
Asya
अस्य
Shemaya
क्षेमाय
Vadhaya
वधाय
Cha
च
Suradvisham
सुरदीक्षां
Apare Vasudevasya
अपरे वसुदेवस्य
Devakyam Yajido Abhyagat
देवक्यां याजितो अभिगा
Ajastamasya Kshemaya
अजत्तमस्य क्षेमाय
Vadhaya Cha Suradvisham
वदाय च सुरदृश्याम्
Apare Vasudevasya
अबरे वसुदेवस्य
Devakyam Yajido Abhyagat
देवक्याहिदो अद्यया
अभिगा
Ajastamasya Kshemaya
अपरे
अजत्तमस्य क्षेमाय
Vadhaya Cha Suradvisham
वधाय च सुरदीक्षां
Apare Vasudevasya
अबरे
अपरे
वसुदेवस्य
वसुदेवस्य
Devakyam Yajidobhyagan
देवक्यां याजितो भिगा
Ajastamasya Kshemaya
अजत्तमस्य
अजस्त्वमस्य क्षेमाय
क्षेमाय
Vadhaya Cha Suradvisham
वदाय
वधाय च सुरदीक्षां
सुरक्षदाम्
Chadajamaji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अपरे वसुदेवस्य देवक्यां याजितो अभ्यगात् अजस्त्वमस्य क्षेमाय वदाय च सुरद्विषाम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Abare vasudevasya devakyam yajido abhyagat ajastvam asya kshemaya vadaya cha suradvisham. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Shri Galavaji.
हरे कृष्ण अपरे वसुदेवस्य देवक्यां याचितो व्यगत् अजस्तम् अस्य क्षेमाय वध्याय च सुरा द्विषम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Lindamaji.
हरे कृष्ण अपारे वासुदेवस्य देवक्यां याचितो अभ्यगत् अजस्त्वम् अस्य क्षेमाय वधया च सुरद्विषम्।
Aya cha suradusha.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
Apare others
Apare.
apare others Vasudevasya of Vasudeva, Devakyam of Devaki, Yachitah being prayed for, Abhyagat to birth, Ajaha unborn, Tvam you are, Asya of him, Shemaya for the good, Vadhaya for the purpose of killing, Cha and Suradvisham of those who are envious of the demigod. Translation. Others say that since both Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you, you have taken your birth as their son. Undoubtedly, you are unborn, yet you take your birth for their welfare and to kill those who are envious of the demigods. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. It is also said that Vasudeva and Devaki, in their previous birth, as Sutapa and Prishni, underwent a severe type of penance to get the Lord as their son, and as a result of such austerities, the Lord appeared as their son. It is already declared in the Bhagavad Gita that the Lord appears for the welfare of all people of the world and to vanquish the asuras or the materialistic atheists. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Verse 34. Bhara
Bhara
avataranyaya
अवतरणायन्ये
avataranaya
अवतरणाय
anye
अन्ये
bhuvo
भुवो
nava
नाव
iva
इव
udadhau
उदधौ
sidantya
सीदन्त्या
bhuri bharena
भूरिभारेण
jato
जातो
hi
हि
atmabhuvartida.
आत्मभुवार्तिदा
Bharavatarana anayanye
भारावतरणायन्ये
वो नावा इवो ददो
भुवो नाव इवो ददौ
इव उददो
सीदन्त्या भूरि भारेणा
सीदन्त्या
भूरिभारेण
यादो हि आत्मभुवार्तिदा
जातो हि आत्मभुवार्तिदा
भारावताराणायन्ये
भारावतरणायन्ये
वो नावा इवो ददो
भुवो नाव इवो ददौ
सीदन्त्या भूरि भारेणा
सीदन्त्या भूरिभारेण
यादो हि आत्मभुवार्तिदा
जातो हि आत्मभुवार्तिदा
भारावताराणायन्ये
भारावतरणायन्ये
वो नावा इवो ददौ
भुवो नाव इवो ददौ
सीदन्त्या भूरि भारेण
सीदन्त्या भूरिभारेण
यादो हि आत्मभुवार्तिदा
जातो हि आत्मभुवार्तिदा Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhara Avatarana Yani Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadao Sedandya Bhuri Bharena Jado Hi Atma Bhuartida. Hare Krishna.
Manohari. Hare Krishna.
Vara Varavadaranayanye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadau Sidandya Bhuri Bharena Jado Hi Atma Bhuvartidaha. Hare Krishna.
Merindamaji.
Hare Krishna. Bharavatārānyanye bhuvo nava ivo dado sidantya bhuri bharena jato hi atma bhuvartitha. Hare Krishna.
Right. Yes, Srikaramaji. Srikaramaji. You're mute. You're unmute. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Bharavadaranayane bhuvo nava ivodau sikandya bhuri bharena jato hi at sidandya bhuri bharena
Is loud. Dirgha. Sidandya.
Sidandya bhuri bharena jati atma bhuvatitaha bhava avataranya. Just to reduce the burden of the world. Anye, others. Bhuva, of the world. Nava, both. Iva, like. Udandau, on the sea. Udadau, on the sea. Sidandya, aggrieved. Bhuri, externally. Bharena, by the
Extremely.
burden. Jata, by the burden. Bharena, by the burden. Jada, you were born. He, certainly. Atma Bhuva, by Brahma. Artitaha, being prayed for. Translation. Others say that the world being overburdened like a boat at sea is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. Purport by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Brahma, or the first living being born just after the creation, is the direct son of Narayana. Narayana, as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, first of all entered the material universe. Without spiritual contact, matter cannot create. This principle was followed from the very beginning of the creation. The Supreme Spirit entered the universe, and the first living being, Brahma, was born on the lotus flower grown out of the transcendental abdomen of Vishnu. Vishnu is therefore known as Padmanabha. Brahma is known as Atma Bhu because he was begotten directly from the father without any contact of mother Lakshmi ji. Lakshmi ji was present near Narayana, engaged in the service of the Lord, and still without contact with Lakshmi ji, Narayana begot Brahma. That is the omnipotency of the Lord. Who foolishly considers Narayana like other living beings should take a lesson from this. Narayana is not an ordinary living being. He is the personality of Godhead himself. And he has all the potencies of all the senses in all parts of his transcendental body. An ordinary living being begets a child by sexual intercourse, and he has no other means to beget a child other than the one designed for him. But Narayana, being omnipotent, is not bound to any condition of energy. He is complete and independent to do anything and everything by his various potencies very easily and perfectly. Brahma is therefore directly the son of the father and was not put into womb of a mother. Therefore, he is known as Atma Bhu. This Brahma is in charge of further creations in the universe. Secondly, reflected by the potency of the omnipotent. Within the halo of the universe, there is a transcendental planet known as Sweta which is the abode of the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, the Paramatma feature of the Supreme Lord. Whenever there is trouble in the universe that cannot be solved by the administrative demigods, they approach Brahmaji for a solution. And if it is not be solved even by Brahmaji, then Brahmaji consults and prays to Kshirodakashaya Vishnu for an incarnation and solution to the problem. Such a problem arose when Krishna, Kamsa, and others were ruling over the earth, and the earth became too much overburdened by the misdeeds of the Asuras. Brahmaji, along with other demigods, prayed at the shore of the Kshirodaka ocean, and they were advised of the descent of Krishna as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. So some people say that the Lord appeared because of the prayers of Brahmaji. Hare Krishna.
Right, right. 35. Bhave
Bhave
asmin
Asmin
Krishyamananam
Drishyamana
avidya
Avidya
kama
Kama
karmabhi
Karmabhi
Nabi
shravanam
Savana
maranam
Smarana
arhani
Arhani
karishyan
Karishyan
Karisham
iti
Iti
kechana
Kechana
bhavesmin klishyamananam
Bhave Ashmin Drishyamanena
klishyamananam
Klishyamanana
Drishyamanam
avidya kama karmabhi
Avidya Kama Karmabhi
shravana
Karmavi
smarana arhani
Ravana Smarana Arhani
Arthani
karishyannidi kechana
Kalishanidhi
Karishyanti
Kajana
bhavesmin klishyamananam
Avesmin
Bhavasmin Drishyamanana
avidya kama karmabhi
Avidya Kama Karmabhi
shravana
Karmavi
smarana arhani
Shravana Smarana Arhani
Arthani
karishyannidi kechana
Karishyan
Kalishanidhi Keshana
bhavesmin klishyamananam
Bhave Asmin Drishyamanana
avidya kama karmabhi
Avidya Kama Karmabhi
Karmavi
shravana smarana arhani
Shravana
Shravana
Smarana
Arthani
karishyannidi kechana.
Kalishanidhi Keshana
Shailajamaji? Shailajamaji is mute. Get unmute.
हरे कृष्ण ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय भवेस्मिन् क्लिश्यमानानाम् अविद्याकामकर्मभिः श्रवणस्मरणार्हाणि करिष्यन् इति केचन
Hare Krishna. Bhave asmin klishyamananam avidya kama karmabhi sravana smaranarhani klishyani karishyani dikechana. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Shikramaji.
ഹരേ കൃഷ്ണ പ്രഭുജി, ഞാൻ കുഞ്ഞിനെ എടുത്തിരിക്കുക, എനിക്ക് കേൾക്കാനേ പറ്റും, ബുക്ക് നോക്കാൻ പറ്റും.
Okay, right. Melindamaji.
ഹരേ കൃഷ്ണ.
Hare Krishna Bhave Asmin Klishyamanana
Bhavesmin. Bhavesmin.
Bhavesmin
Not
Klishyamanana
Bhave. Bhavesmin.
Bhavesmin Klishyamananam Avidya Kama Karmabhi Shravana Smaranarhani Karishyan Iti Kechana Bhave in the material creation, asmin, this, klishyamananam, of those who are suffering from avidya, nescience, kama, desire, karmabhi, by execution of fruitive work, shravana, hearing, smarana, remembering, arhani, worshipping, karishyan, may perform, iti, thus, kechana, others. Translation: and yet others say that you appeared to rejuvenate the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on in order that the conditioned souls suffering from material pangs might take advantage and gain liberation. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asserts that He appears in every millennium just to re-establish the way of religion. The way of religion is made by the Supreme Lord. No one can manufacture a new path of religion, as is the fashion for certain ambitious persons. The factual way of religion is to accept the Lord as a supreme authority and thus render service unto Him in spontaneous love. A living being cannot help but render service because he is constitutionally made for that purpose. The only function of the living being is to render service to the Lord. The Lord is great, and living beings are subordinate to Him. Therefore, the duty of the living being is to serve Him only. Unfortunately, the illusioned living beings, out of misunderstanding only, become servants of the senses by material desire. This desire is called avidya or nescience, and out of such desire, the living being makes different plans for material enjoyment centered about a perverted sex life. He therefore becomes entangled in the chain of birth and death by transmigrating into different bodies on different planets under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Unless, therefore, one is beyond the boundary of this nations, one cannot get free from the threefold miseries of material life. That is the law of nature. The Lord, however, out of his causeless mercy, because he is more merciful to the suffering living beings than they can expect, appears before them and renovates the principles of devotional service comprised of hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, cooperating, and surrendering unto him. Adoption of all the above mentioned items or any one of them can help a conditioned soul get out of the tangle of nations and thus become liberated from all material sufferings created by the living being, illusioned by the external energy. This particular type of mercy is bestowed upon the living being by the Lord in the form of Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashlakaya Chachurunmelidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapatagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamstam Shri Rupam Sagarjadam Sagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadhutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shivishadhanvidam Sam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Vashabhanavi Devi Daityaya Kribhabde Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadayine Prabhave Namam Madhuryo Jala Premadhya Rupanuga Bhaktidam Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastude Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinadarine Rupanuga Virudha Pasiddhanta Dvanda Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshal Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambar Sambode Padambujaye Te Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine गौरशक्तिस्वरूपायां रूपानुगावरायते गौराविर्भवभूमेस्तं निर्दिष्टा सज्जनप्रिया वैष्णवसार्वभौमौ श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः श्रीरूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथा श्रीजीव गोपाल भट्टां दास रघुनाथा Echai Goshai Goricharan Bandhan Jahamote Vignanash Abhishtapuran Vancha Kalpadarubhishchagrava Sindhubi Evacham Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Premavardayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarubaswarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktigam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Jayadam Sirido Pango Mama Mandamade Gade Mat Sarvaswapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranykalpadhrumada Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastho Srila Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshtalvi Sevimanu Smarami Sriman Rasarasarambi Vamshi Vadattarasthidaha Kashan Venuswaneir Gopi Gopinada Shrietunam Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanasude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Na Vedagaschit Bhavam Chikish sorry Kejiraho Rajam Jadam Punya Shlogasya Kirtaye Yado Priyasya Anvavaye Maraya Seva Chandanam. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others say that he is born to please King Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as Sandal appears in Malaya Hills. Hare Krishna. So, Kunti Devi spares choice poetry is now again continuing the bewilderment. This is bewilderment in respect of Krishna's birth. Other bewilderments, last verses were bewilderment of non-devotees and bewilderment of devotees, Krishna's Leelas, pastimes. So here it is accepted in the Shastras that Krishna is unborn, Aja. So is the soul also. He is also unborn, Aja. Ajo nityam shashadoyam nahanye hanyamane sharire. So both soul as well as Krishna are unborn. But when it comes to understanding them as born, then there is a difference between way Krishna takes birth and way the ordinary Jiva takes birth. What is the difference? Yes, Melinda Maji?
Yeah.
Yes. Can
Like,
speak, no
we are forced to take we can't choose our parents, right? We are forced to take birth in a particular family based on our karma. Whereas
Yes.
Krishna is not, he's not bound to
Okay.
anything of karma or anything.
Born by karma.
Yeah.
He's not born by karma. So he's free to take birth in whichever fashion he wants, in whichever way he wants. That's why Ajobisan Aveyatma Bhutanam Ishrobisan Pragadim Sumadishtaya Sambhavami Atmamaya. Atmamaya here is actually his will, as per his will. He can take birth from the nostril of Brahma if he wants, which is incarnation which takes birth from the nostril of Brahma.
Vara that.
Or he can take birth from a stump also, a pillar also.
Narsimha avatar.
Yes. Like that, he can take birth from parents he chooses. Actually, he is not choosing the parents. Some living entities, after very hard tapasya, deciding that Krishna should appear as their son. To please them, Krishna appears as their son. In case here, we have seen the Vasudeva and Devaki. They decide that Krishna should be their son, and so in 3 births they got Krishna as their son. Kardama Muni got a son. Who is the son of Kardama Muni? It's Kapila. Kapila Muni, Lord Kapila. Kardama Muni, he had done tapasya for more than 10,000 years, worshipping Brahma. And due to Brahma asking, actually Brahma is instructing Kardama Muni to pray to Krishna, to pray to the Supreme, so that the Supreme can come as a son. So Kardama Muni, in obedience to spiritual master Brahma, he does that. So in these verses we'll find Srila Prabhupada's purport to these verses. He says that to honor the spiritual master, to honor the spiritual master means carrying out his instructions, orders, word for word. Aksharampadi, word for word. You cannot interpret spiritual master's order. You cannot ignore it. You cannot circumvent it. You have to obey it meticulously, word for word. So because Kardama Muni had done that, the Lord was very pleased. And so he agreed to be the son of Kardama Muni and appear as Kapila Muni. So there are instances where Krishna comes as a child on the request of these devotees. So Krishna is free to do that. Nobody can force Krishna to appear. No, it's not possible. So here says, some people say that he has taken birth. He has not taken his birth in the material world is totally different in the sense that, like Mother just mentioned, we take birth according to our karma, and Krishna takes birth as per his will. And he appears in his internal potency. Ishwabisan, Jobisan Aviyatma, Bhudanam Ishwabisan, Sambhavame Atma, Pragatim Samadhishtaya, Pragatim Swadhishtaya. Swadhishtaya means one's his own Pragati, which are his own principles, in which Pragati he is situated. all the time, eternally. That is his internal potency, and which is his transcendental potency, spiritual potency. So Krishna, since he's always in spiritual potency, when he comes to any part of the universe, he comes in his original spiritual form. And the other difference is that we are not appearing in our spiritual form. We are appearing in a conditioned state of a body which is made up of 24 elements, temporary bodies. So there is another difference. So sometimes it is said that he wants to glorify his devotees by giving them a high position of appearing as a son. Like Yadu. Yadu is, Krishna is appearing the Yadu dynasty, Yadukula. Yadukula is a King Yadu is praised in 9th canto as well as 10th canto also. Krishna has got special regard for Yadu. Yadu is the son of Yayati. And again, Krishna wants to please his friend Yudhishthira also. So appears in the kingdom of Pandavas, is always in Pandavas. So this way, Krishna is making them happy. So here Srila Prabhupada in his commentary says, when a pious king like Yudhishthira, Parishit Maharaj, Sri Ramchandra, Lord Ramchandra is ruling, people are always happy. When the country is ruled by unpious kings or demonic mind, demonic consciousness, personal demonic consciousness, the citizens will not be happy. And after the advent of democracy, the citizens themselves elect within themselves another person who is also a debauchee, who having no standards at all, no spiritual knowledge, no shastric knowledge. And so the suffering continues for not ordinary citizens. And there are kings, pious kings, but they may appear as pious kings and they may appear as great kings also, but they are not truly great in the sense that since they don't have any connection with Krishna, they cannot be accepted as great. Srila Prabhupada gives an example of Nala king, mentioned in Mahabharata. There is a short story called Nala Charitam also. His wife is Damayanti, so some kind of folklore songs or their love story is given some prominence, but it has got nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. But although Krishna appears in Yadukula, he cannot be accepted as belonging to some particular dynasty or kula. He cannot be boundarified. He cannot be set limits on Krishna that he belongs to such and such a place only, or he is born in such and such a family only. Just like the sun, although it is appearing always from in the east direction, we cannot say that sun is always born from eastern side. Sun is everywhere. He appears first in east, then go all wrong. Same way, Krishna also appear many places, but sometimes when he is coming in particular family of Vasudeva, etc., then he is accepted as Vasudeva's son, belonging to the Yadugula, etc., etc. Just like the sandalwood, which is everywhere, but prominently in Malaya Hills. Malaya Hills is western Ghats of the Kerala side, Kerala state. So this area has been famous for sandalwood trees for ages. But doesn't mean that sandalwood grows only in Malaya Hills. It appears it is there in other parts of the earth also. But since it is more prominent in Malaya Hills, it is related to the Malaya Hills, which is the sandal. Same way, Krishna, although he is universal, when he appears in a particular family or particular dynasty or kula, he is accepted as belonging to that kula. But Krishna is not anybody's property. Krishna is not anyone's son. Rather, he is father to everyone. That is the last sentence of this purport by Krishna Prabhupada. Because everything emanates from Krishna only. So it can be very well said that Krishna is the father of everyone. In Bhagavad Gita, Brahma is accepted as grandfather, Pidamaha, and Krishna is accepted as Prapidamaha, great grandfather. This is the understanding of Arjuna, which is coming in the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa. So in verse 33, again this the bewilderment, or rather this kind of debate or the confusion regarding the birth of Krishna again continues. Avare vasudevasya devakyam yajido abhigan ajasya tomasya chemaya vadhaya cha suradvisham. Others say that since both Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you, you have taken your birth as their son. Undoubtedly, you are unborn, yet you take your birth for the welfare and to kill those who are envious of demigods. Yes, we have seen the purpose in Bhagavad Gita 7 and 8. We have know that Paritranaya cha sadhunam. Yes. Vinashaya cha dushkridam.
Dharma Sanstha.
Dharma samsthavanarthaya. Yes.
Sambhavami
Sambhavami
yuge yuge.
Then what is the other one?
Ananya Shinda Endo Mam Yejana
No, the continuation of that. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam dharmasya tadatmanam sajamyaham. That is the 7th verse actually. 8th verse is Paritrana Sadhana. 6th verse is Ajo Visan Avyayatma Buddhanam Ishro Visan Pragdim Samadhishtaya Sambhavami Atmamaya. So these 3 verses, 6, 7 and 8, says how he appears, when he appears, and why he appears. How he appears is the 6th one, when he appears is the 7th one, and why he appears is the 8th one. And one who is thorough with this 6, 7, 8, that is who, how, when, and why, then that person is thoroughly understanding the divine nature of Krishna's birth and his activities. And once he leaves his body, he'll now come back to this material platform, material universe, but will go back to him only, which is a verse. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvadah tektva deham punarjanma neti mameti swarjuna. So Krishna appears to vanquish the demons, all suras, and for the welfare of all the people in the world, especially the devotees. Ajasyatum Kshemaya. So it's a Vadaya cha Sura Disham. Sura means Bhakta. Disha means those who are envious of Bhaktas or envious of Vaishnavas, who are the atheists or demons, and Krishna is there to handle these people. So in verse 34, the reason why Krishna's appearing is again given here. Bharavatharanayayanye bhuvo nava ivo dadau sidandya bhurivarena jadohi atma bhuartida. Others say that the world being overburdened like a boat at sea is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, pray for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. So that is coming the 10th kind of verse itself. Brahma, along with Shiva and other demigods, he goes and prays to Kshirodashai Vishnu, Achveda Deva, and he prays to relieve the burden which is on earth. The earth is overburdened and earth is suffering on account of his overburden of these people who have increased their might, huge armies. So to vanquish this and to lighten the burden, Brahma, who is accepted here as Atma Bhuvartida. Atma Bhuvartida means Atma Bhuva. Artida means request. Brahma is requesting. So Atma Bhuva is Brahma. Atma Bhuva, how he become Atma Bhuva? Because he is Swayam Bhuva. He is appearing from the body of Kshirodoshai Vishnu, Garbhodoshai Vishnu, who is emanating from Narayana. From Narayana comes Mahasangarshana, and from Mahasangarshana comes the three Vishnus. First, the Karanodashai Vishnu, and from Karanodashai Vishnu comes Garbhodoshai Vishnu, and from there comes the Kshirodashai Vishnu. So, Brahma is actually coming from the body of Kshirodashai Vishnu. Kshirodashai Vishnu, yes, Melinda Majik.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I had one question. Brahmaji, he came from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and he was given all the knowledge. So he knew everything about the Vedas much more than us. Then why is he bewildered?
Because Krishna bewilders everyone. It's knowledge. It's not the knowledge that matters. Brahma knows who is supreme. He has great idea. Supreme is residing in Vrindavan, or you can say in Vaikunta, and he knows that Supreme is Supreme itself in a very majestic way. But when he sees small Krishna sitting amidst the gopas and enjoying the feast, the lunch, and with all this, you can see the dishes, everything smeared on his face, then he cannot understand. He is bewildered. How can this such a small child who is playing like a child, like amidst some children, how he can be the supreme? So Brahma's idea of supreme is that supreme is very, very huge, majestic. but it doesn't understand that this majestic Supreme is actually emanating from Krishna only. So that is why he's bewildered.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Because he wanted to teach. Why he bewildered? I wanted to teach. He wanted to play some tricks. He wanted to test whether this boy is Supreme. And you know that
Yeah,
he
but
steals cows and he steals the gopas, etc., etc. That is it.
yes,
But Krishna reproduces everything as it is. So Brahma is bewildered.
but
Brahma Vimohan Leela actually. Brahma is bewildered by this Leela of Krishna.
but this Leela of Krishna is also there in the Vedas, no, Prabhuji. So he knows this already, that Krishna comes as a child and he spends time
He's,
with the Gopas and all that. So he already knows this by reading the Vedas. So because this is all there in the Vedas, right?
within the Vedas, in which Veda it is mentioned that Krishna will play like a child. He appears like and become child. Exactly like a child.
Vedas is even Bhagavad Gita and everything, even Srimad Bhagavatam, all is part of
Yeah,
Vedas.
It is there in Bhagavatam. Yes, it is there. It is in Bhagavatam.
Is that not Vedas?
Yes, Bhagavatam is part of Gita only, Veda only. Yes, that's right. But then Bhagavatam is describing the pastimes of Krishna as a child.
Okay.
Brahma's idea of majestic is that he is a supreme controller, he is a creator, he is a maintainer, he is a destroyer, God, generator, operator, and destroyer. So his idea of God is very majestic. And Vedas also speak like that only. Vedas speak about creation, maintenance, and destruction. And when you speak that fashion, what is the image or what is the idea that is generated in the mind of the scholarly people? These are very majestic. Like that way, Brahma had formed an idea that the Supreme is very, very majestic. The Supreme cannot be a small child. So I think your confusion is that maybe Brahma should have read Srimad Bhagavatam also, which is part of.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes, Prabhuji. Because for me, Vedas, Bhagavatam is also Vedas. And if
Yes,
you already,
Bhagavatam is part of Veda, but Veda is delineation. No, it is being delineated. First, you have this the four Vedas. One Veda, then it is Veda Vyasa. He splits it into four, and then this 108 Upanishads, and then it is coming in a serial. No,
okay.
so it
Maybe
is not written together.
okay.
But everything put together become part of Vedas.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Right.
Hare Krishna.
So, so Brahma, Mabua means he appears from the body of. So here Srila Prabhupada says, when Garbhodashaya Vishnu enters the material universe becomes very active. So there should be a spirit. Without spirit, matter cannot grow or become activated. And then another aspect of Narayana is that he doesn't need, if he wants to produce a being from himself, he can do it from his body itself. He doesn't need Lakshmi Ji. He doesn't need the cooperation of Lakshmi Ji to produce a child. Just we human beings here in the conditioned state. If you have to produce a child, we have to take cooperation from the female aspect of others, from a woman. There is no other way we can beget a child. Of course, here and there in Puranas, you'll find the, living beings appearing out of fire and all that, like Draupadi, and then you have coming from the body of a dead person, that is our Prithu Maharaj. But that is exceptions. By and large, you can produce a child only by a sexual intercourse with the man and woman. Then only child will come. But that is not necessary in case of Krishna. Krishna is so special that he can produce a child even without having a normal sexual intercourse. But when Brahma comes, he is taking the ingredients of Krishna. And Brahma's body is not spiritual. Krishna's body means Garbhodakshaya Vishnu's body is spiritual. But although Brahma is appearing from the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, he is appearing with the body which is uh, made up of the 24 elements. How we can say for sure? Because in the third chapter of this itself, the third chapter, the very first verse, you'll find that this God, Agrahe Paurusham Drubam, Bhavan, Bhagavan, Mahadadibi, Sambudam, Shodakshakala Madho, Loga Susrishya. For creating the world, the Supreme Personality appeared with 16 material elements for material creation. So that is why Brahma's body is made of material elements only. So his body is material. But Krishna's is always spiritual. So Brahmaji is praying to Shivgosha Vishnu now, please to lighten the burden of these asuras. And so there is another cause for appearance of Krishna. And so the last 35, shall we discuss it tomorrow?
We can finish it now also, Prabhuji.
Right, good. That is the spirit. Bhavesmin kliyamanasya avidya kama karmebi shravana smaranarhani karishyani kechana. And yet others say, see, so many different views, opinions regarding the birth of Krishna. The birth of Krishna, who is Aja. So is he really born? So many people give a reason why Krishna appears. And now another people, now previously said it is to lighten the burden of the earth, or burden with asuras. Now others say that you appear to rejuvenate the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on. Not that conditioned souls suffering from material pangs might take advantage and gain liberation. So here the Paritranacha Sadhunam. Now you get rid of these asuras. Yes, asuras are gone. So these conditioned soul can freely practice the devotion service now. Now this conditioned soul is suffering. They are suffering from material pangs. The other suffering brought by these asuras, we can say adhibhaudika. But other than that is adhyatmika also. On their own, because of their own activities or their actions, they are getting suffering of the body and mind. And the third type of suffering is adhidevika. So this kind of suffering, tapatraya, klesha, the living entities are continuously going through life after life, life after life. Although the living entity is part of Krishna, Krishna Amsha, and by his natural position is a servant of Krishna, since his real intelligence is covered by Maya, he cannot understand that he is a part of Krishna, nor also how to act in that position of being a servant of Krishna, because he has forgotten everything. So to re-establish these principles of religion, only Krishna can do. Dharmam tu sakshal bhagavad pranitam. The religious principles are enacted by Krishna only, encoded by Krishna, and how it is to be conducted is also taught by Krishna. And the devotional service is carried out mainly in 9 ways, which we call Navada. It's given Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto. Navada is a Shravanam, Smaranam. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Ashanam, Vandanam, Dasim, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So to teach these conditioned souls, the Abhideya principle. Abhideya means how to carry out the devotion service. Now, some Sambandha Jnana is already there. Yes, we are part of Krishna only. That is established. But how to develop this devotion service? Which is given in Srimad Bhagavatam only. So, some people say that this is the reason why Krishna has appeared. So, the living entities now who are senses, servants of the senses, is Kama Bhi, as a idea, Kama Karma Bhi, said Kama Karma Bhi. Avidya Kama Karma Bhi. Avidya, nescience. Science means not really understanding, not having a proper understanding of our constitutional position and acting on a bewildered or a totally wrong conclusion that we have to enjoy. We are here to enjoy only. And we enjoy with our senses. So the spirit of enjoyment is very much there in case of conditioned souls. It may be there in case of devotees also. We have seen that also. Because devotees normally they should imbibe a spirit of service. They should always look for service, especially if you go to temples or for satsang. We should be alert and look for service only. Then only you can really rejoice the satsang. Because if you're on the lookout of watch out for sevas, very alert, and whenever opportunity comes, you have to pounce on that opportunity and take the seva. So those who are very enthusiastic of running seva, they come in a spirit of service, which is a proper thing. But those who come with the spirit of enjoyment, sometimes Srila Prabhupada says people come with the spirit of enjoyment. What is enjoyment? Sense gratification. Okay, you may be doing some kirtan, but kirtan is more to our enjoyment rather than enjoyment of Krishna. You may be giving class also, but that is also our enjoyment rather than the enjoyment sense of Krishna. So, thereby we become a slave of our senses. Because we feel that we are the primary enjoyers, while our real position is that a secondary enjoyer. When Krishna is enjoying, Krishna is happy, we are happy. So our position is a secondary enjoyer. When we feel that we are the enjoyers, when we come with the spirit of enjoyment, then this avidya kama karma bhi, this is nescience. To destroy that nescience only, Krishna has given us this great formula of Navada. So some people say here that this is the reason why Krishna has appeared, to really concrete the idea of devotion service. Because people who look at Krishna become attracted to Krishna. And when you become truly attracted to Krishna, the natural desire is to please Krishna. So please Krishna means we are to take instructions from the spiritual master, how to please Krishna. So if you have a bona fide spiritual master coming in the traditions of Vaishnava, in our case, Gaudiya Vaishnava, then we have some inkling of to what Krishna is really liking, what Krishna really loves. And what Krishna loves is a service from us from within our heart. So Krishna is the enjoyer of that. So when we offer this with devotion, then Krishna loves that. If we do it mechanically only as a matter of routine, then Krishna will not be happy. Krishna will not accept. But we are to, if we offer it with love, then Krishna will accept. And this type of mood, serving Krishna in a spirit of service, is created or taught to us within our parampara by none other than Krishna himself in the form of Lord Chaitanya. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of narrations on devotional service. And there is a particular chapter in the Adi Leela, 9th chapter, which means that the tree of desire tree. So this desire tree is the seed of the desire tree is planted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip and Mayapur. Then it is nourished by so many stalwart devotees starting from Madhavendra Puri, Ishwara Puri, then another prominent sannyasi, Gaurbadut. And he said that it cannot be counted. The number of the devotees which is a part of this the desire tree, the trunk, the branches, the twigs, the leaves, the flowers, the fruits, everything is a part of the tree, and no part is more important than others, or no part is less important to others. So that means within our ability, if we render service to Krishna, Krishna will be satisfied, very, very happy. And this is what we should do in our concentration position, which is being taught by Krishna as per this verse. Thank you very much. Anything? Any more? Any more clarification, questions?
No, Prabhuji, not from my side.
Right, thank you. So, vancha kalpadruvescha kripa sindhuvi evacha patanam pavane
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णव